Hello everyone, I'm Professor Nirav Mehta from LG Institute of Technology and Engineering. So today we are going to discuss about subject called automobile component design. In that, today we are going to discuss about case study of bevel gear. So let's discuss about this case study of bevel gear. So before getting into this bevel gear, we should know about what is bevel gear. Bevel gear is a kind of a gear which transfers power from one shaft to another to angle made by each other. So bevel gear are those gears which are in angle with each other, their or axis of their shaft are in angle with each other. So let's discuss about their fundamental difference from helical gear and spur gear. So they are making angle as well as in some cases they made angle with their own axis as well as that central axis, or you can say the axis made by both the shaft. Clear? So they are making those angles. So let's move on to that. Here we are given data, a pair of cast iron bevel gear connected to shaft at a right angle. So here we have pair of a bevel gear made of the same material and as has uh, and has angle made between them is 90 degrees. So angle between them is, or you can say, theta s. This is total angle, which is represented by theta p1 plus theta p2. One is angle made by pinion, angle made by gear, and which is 90 degree. Clear? Angle made by pinion and angle made by gear. Clear? Second thing, pitch diameter of pinion and gear are means for a pinion, which is dp, it's 80 mm, and dg, it is 100 mm. So we have dp and dg, which is diameter of pinion and diameter of gear. Clear? And the profile, which is phi, tooth profile, which is phi, it's 14.5 degree. So we have that 14.5 degree. The allowable static stress for both the case means sigma is equals to sigma p is equals to sigma g, which is equals to 55 megapascal. So here you can observe that both the material for pinion and gear are same. So we are going to design our gear for pinion rather than gear because it will comes under a heavy amount of vulnerability. Clear? That's why it has to transfer a power of P is equals to 2.75 kilowatt and which has RPM, or you can say NP 1100. Clear? Find the module and the number of teeth on each gear. So all we have to find is module as well as number of teeth on each gear. Clear? Take the surface endurance limit, the sigma E, which is endurance limit 630 megapascal, and modulus of elasticity, or you can say EP and EG. EP is equals to EG is equals to 84 into 10 raised to 3 megapascal. So here we are given this data. Now we have to find out module and find out the standpoint, or you can say number of teeth on each gear. So first of all, what is our equation for bevel gear? So our bevel gear equation for WT is nothing but WT is equals to sigma 0 into CV into pi into B into M into L minus B by L, where L is under root dp by 2 square plus dg by 2 square. So here we can find this L as well as each and everything in this. Clear? Okay. So now let's move on to next point, and here we are going to find each and every aspect of our gear. So to find out this WT, we should know about each and every aspect of this WT. WT is represented by value which is given in previous, I have provided in previous slide. So let's once again, let's recall that value. WT is equals to sigma 0. It could be a gear or a pinion into CV into pi into B into M into YP dash into L minus B by L. Clear? Where L is given by, I have provided you under root dp by 2 whole square plus dg by 2 whole square, and yp dash for 14.5 degree. Clear? That is 0.124 minus 0.684 divided by TEP. So first of all, we have to find TEP. What is TEP? So TEP of pinion and TEP of gear means equivalent number of pinion and equivalent number of gear, which is T1 sec theta P1, and TE of gear, which is T2, or you can say here TP, more of opinion and gain. TG, sec theta P2. So this both will going to be our equation. So first of all we have to find is what is this TEP and TEG. Clear? Okay. What is this TEP and TEG? So first of all we have to find is theta P1. Theta P1 will going to be tan inverse 1 upon velocity ratio. Clear? And theta P2 we can find out depending on that what would be the velocity ratio, which is dg by dp. So it will be like this, tan inverse dp by dg, which is inverse of this velocity ratio. So let's put these values into this. dp1 is equals to tan inverse dp is 80 and dg is 100, and sorry, and ultimately value will going to be 38.66 degree. So from this value theta p2 will be 90 minus 38.66, which is ultimately 51.34 degree. So this will going to be your value for theta p1 and theta p2. Now depending on this theta p1 and theta p2, we can find this tp1 and tp2. But before getting into this tp1 tp2, we should know about how to find tp1. tp1 is nothing but dp divided by module. So your tp will be in terms of module. So dp was 80 divided by module, and tg will dg by module, which is 100 divided by module. Let's put this value into this. So 80 by module into sec 38.66. You can also put it like 1 upon cos 38.66, and for this 100 by m into sec 51.34. So the value will be like 102.4 divided by module, and for TEG is 160 by module. So this will going to be a value for TEP and TEG. I hope you understand this. Clear? Let's move on to next point. Next point is to find this YP. Clear? YP is clearly for our you can say YP is clearly for our pinion. Clear? Rather than gear. So let's move on to that. So TEP is 102.4 divided by module. That value we will going to put in this theta. You can say TEP. Clear? So ultimately YP dash will going to be like this. So YP dash will be 0.124 minus 0.684 divided by 102.4 into m. So the value ultimately going to be look like this: 0.124 minus 0.006 module. So this 668 or 668 module. So this will going to be a value for your yp dash. Now let's move on to next value. Next value is to find out cv. Our value for cv will depending on velocity. So first of all, let's find velocity. Velocity will be pi dp np by 60. So 3.14 into 80 into 1100 divided by 60, and which will going to be equal to 4.6 meter per second. This will going to be our velocity. I hope you understand this point. Clear why we have to find this velocity. Now let's find cv. cv for this bevel gear is nothing but 6 upon 6 plus v. Clear? So 6 upon 6 plus 4.6, which will be equal to 0.566. Okay, this will be going to your equation or answer for cv. Now let's move on to l, which is called slant height. Slant height was under root 80 by 2 square plus 100 by 2 square, and value will going to be 64 mm. So here we have find each and every value of our wt. Here let's put this value into this wt and find out what could be your wt. So wt will be is equals to sigma p. Here we are putting sigma p into cv into b into pi into m into yp dash into l minus b by l. Now we don't have b, so here our b will going to be for a standard design. B will going to be l by 3, or you can say b will be slant height divided by 3. So slant height is about 64 divided by 3. So ultimately B will be 22 around mm. So it will be 22 mm. So let's put all this value into WT. So WT is equals to sigma P, which is 55 into 0.566 into 22 into 3.14 module, which we have to find. YP dash was nothing but 0.124 minus 0.00668 of module into L, which is 64 minus 22 divided by 64 by, and WT also given in terms of our torque and power. So WT will be here. So to find this WT, we should find, sorry, let's change into white color. To find this WT, we should find different aspect of our load. So WT we aren't given directly. So WT will going to be torque divided by dP by 2. So first of all we have to find is torque. So what will going to be torque? So torque is nothing but 60 into P divided by 60 into P divided by 2 pi np, where 60 into p is our 60 2750, which we are given, divide by 2 into 3.14 into 1100, which is ultimately equals to 23.87 Newton into meter. Now to find out WT, we have to convert this torque into Newton into mm, because we are taking dP is equals to 80. That's why we are taking it as a mm. So 23.87 into 2 into 10 raised to 3 divided by 80, which will be equals to 597 newtons. So let's put this value into our previous equation. Clear? So that previous equation will was Wt is equals to sigma p into Cv into B into pi into m into yp dash yp dash into L minus B by L. Let's put all this value. 597 is equals to sigma p was 55 into cv, which is 0.566 into 22 into 3.14 into module, which we have to find, into 0.124 minus 0.00668 of module into 64 minus 22 divided by 64. So ultimately, by solving this equation, we can find module which almost equal to 5 mm. So your module will going to be 5 mm. So here we can understand how to find this module and how to construct this step-by-step procedures for this module. In next session, we are going to talk about wear load, which is acting on this gear. Clear? Thank you for this. We are closing down this session. In next video, we are going to discuss about wear load for the same. Clear? Thank you.